Namaskar, everybody. I think in the day and age of Google, it is better to Google somebody rather than hear their false praises, because I can give a false resume to somebody and say, isko padho. Google karo, sab bura, bhala, sab kuch pata chal jayega. But it's such a pleasure to spend a morning with all of you here. I just want to know which part of Mumbai are you all from? So, where are you all from?
We are from Navi Mumbai.
Navi Mumbai. Pune. Are वाह. Pune. Are वाह. Palghar. Badlapur. Bhayandar. Wonderful. Borivali. Ulhasnagar. Badlapur. Kalyan. What about here? Hasangaon. Karad, Thane, Goregaon, I heard somebody say. मेरे साथ आ जाते हैं ना, मैं भी तो गोरेगांव से आई हूँ. मुलुंड, दहीसर, विलेपार्ले, नवी मुंबई, डोंबिवली, नवी मुंबई, मुलुंड, कल्याण, वसई, पवई, नालासोपारा, अंबरनाथ, पुणे, अरे वाह, डोंबिवली, Thane. You all have come from different parts of Maharashtra, I would say, because there is Mumbaikars also and Punekars also. But that shows your commitment. Imagine on a Tuesday morning, by 9:30, you were all here from these various parts of Mumbai. It's very difficult to come from all these parts because of traffic. So salute to each and every one of you, and please give yourselves a huge round of applause. I think that shows the commitment of early years, because you knew the event is on early years. So for you to be here for early years, I think half the battle is already won. Ke haan, early years hai, to early years jindabad. And I think this says it a lot, that we need to do more for Thane, Kalyan, Ulhasnagar. Ulhasnagar में सही है अभी भी कि उधर सब duplicate माल मिलता है? Yeah, it's right? Huh? Okay, I must come to buy it. Okay, so we're going to hear you today actually to celebrate Burlington. And I read their tagline, which says, the publisher who cares. And when I first met them and I read their tagline, I felt, publisher who cares, what do they mean by it? And then they joined up with Early Childhood Association and me, because they were going to do their early years product. And I told them, look, I'm a very strict master. You want me as an advisor, you'll have to follow everything. And you won't believe it, I must have given them around 200 and more changes to do in their product. And they did each and every one of them. Each and every one. Usually when I work with publishers, they have an excuse. Ma'am, abhi books mein agar ye karenge to schools kharidegi nahi. Ma'am, principals want it like this. Let us have it like this. Ma'am, it's more sales driven. You understand what I'm trying to get at? These people actually live up to that tagline, the publisher who cares. And who do they care for? And I realized in my association with them, they care for the child. The ultimate child who's going to be using their books. So the publisher who cares for the child is Burlington. And I think today the Burlington team deserves a huge round of applause. Because it's very easy for the content team to make something. You must have noticed it in your schools when you run also. Academic team अच्छा curriculum बनाएगी, फिर marketing team बोलेगा ये नहीं बिकेगा. Right or wrong? And the marketing team says, let's do this. No, ma'am, we have to do this. Other schools are doing this. Yes or no? And publishers face this a lot. Other publishers are doing it, let's do it. But here we are all gathered here today for the magic of childhood. Because that's why we became educators. We didn't become educators for the money. laugh everybody. Imagine early years में money की बात कर रहे हैं हम. Who pays early years teachers so well? Who takes care of preschool owners? Nobody. Government भी हाथ ऐसे करके आज एक्चुअली मुंबई मिरर पुणे मिरर में है कि रेगुलेशन आने वाला है. Our esteemed education minister has said, no, don't look so shocked. आएगा रेगुलेशन, हम हैं आपके साथ. अर्ली चाइल्ड एसोसिएशन इज देयर. जो भी रोलर कोस्टर राइड होगा, we will help you ride it. Gujarat is already going through it. We will help you ride it, don't worry. But the most important aspect is when we talk about early years, we're talking about children. Now, we are very fortunate as a country that in 2020, we launched the NEP, the National Education Policy. Now, I am not a very political person. I don't care who or which party. I'm not bothered about that. I look at the document. 15 years back, I compared the education policy of 39 countries around the world. And I found India's education policy the weakest. And I used to lament the fact that India has so much of cultural heritage. Why is our education policy so stupid? When the NEP was launched, I looked at it with a little, कि ये होगा कि नहीं, ये ठीक होगा कि नहीं. And believe you me, when I went through the policy, I think today India's education policy is one of the best in the world. It is just that we are an eco-society. Do you know what's an eco-society? We are an eco-society, which means we think that others are better than us. Because that's ingrained in us. So हम Finland जाएंगे, हम Japan जाएंगे, हम हर चीज़ को बोलेंगे that is better than us, India is bad, India is bad. But if you look at our policy now, it is one of the best in the world. And we should all, Sina Tan ke, we should be saying that. Then came in 2022 the NCF, which means India started its curriculum frameworks with the early years. And now, whether you like it or not, you will have to implement the NCF. There are many states who will say, हम नहीं करेंगे. But CBSE schools को करना पड़ेगा. So ultimately, it will happen in all schools. The NCF will have to be implemented. So you need books, you need curriculums that are aligned to the national curriculum framework for the foundational years. So today we are going to talk about that. What does the NEP say? कि आपके curriculum में क्या होना चाहिए? There is one paragraph in the NEP when it talks about the foundational years. And it talks about these words. It says ECE should be flexible, multifaceted, multi-level, play-based, activity-based, inquiry-based. It should have alphabet, languages, numbers, counting, colors, shapes, indoor and outdoor play, puzzles, logical thinking, problem solving, drawing, painting, other visual art, craft, drama, puppetry, music, movement, social capacities, sensitivity, good behavior, courtesy, ethics, personal and public cleanliness, teamwork, and cooperation. These are not my words. This is all taken from the NEP. I have just given it a good design, so it helps schools put it up on their board and evaluate yourself. That आपके curriculum में इसमें से क्या-क्या है. And you will find a lot of things missing, especially when we talk about the visual arts. हम लोग art and craft करते हैं हमारे schools में. We don't do visual arts in the early years. India would not be such a dirty country if we had teaching proper personal and public cleanliness to children. आप कहीं भी जाइए, hygiene is our issue. Why is it our issue? We need to mull over this, कि हमारी schools क्या ये सिखा नहीं रही है, हमारे घर में क्या ये नहीं सीख है. Otherwise, India was and is religiously, in all the religions, cleanliness is the uppermost. And why do we have these kachre ka dumps everywhere? What happened? So we need to think about it. Does our curriculum take care of all this? So when you are selecting a curriculum, you need to select somebody that can give you all of this. Now again in the NEP it is given, what is the aim of ECE? कि आप कहते हैं मेरी प्री स्कूल में आओ, बट क्यों आओ? आपकी प्री स्कूल में मैं क्यों आऊं? मेरे बच्चे को क्यों डालूं? What is your aim? And this aim connects to the holistic progress card. अभी HPC आया है. All CBSE schools have had to implement it. All ICSE schools have had to implement it. अभी report card नहीं चलेगा. A child is not an accident that needs to be reported. A child is a child. उसके progress के बारे में बात करो. Don't only talk to me about what the child can't do. Talk to me about what the child can do. So what is the aim? Physical and motor development. We all talk about fine motor, gross motor, but all around motor development, cognitive development, socio-emotional, ethical development. आप एक ट्रेंड देखो हमारे कंट्री में. Voting now goes to the party which promises freebies. Yes or no? And all parties have started it now. Ethical development सुनो आप. ये ethical development कहाँ गया हमारा? Are we thinking कि वो जो freebie हमें मिलेगा वो कहाँ से आने वाला है? Do you know so many of our state governments have gone bankrupt? So where is our ethical development? We need to put it right from childhood. I want you all to read one book written by Robert Fulghum. The book's name is Everything I Know About Life, I Learned in Kindergarten. See the title. Everything I Know About Life, I Learned in Kindergarten. Cultural and artistic development and development of communication and early language literacy and numeracy. आप ये last वाला देखो. Everything I Learned About Life, I Learned in Kindergarten by Robert Fulghum. Look at the last one. It says development of communication. We talk about literacy, but we don't talk about communication. For example, have you ever thought about it that when we talk to children, we are either giving them instructions or we are interrogating them. We are not communicating with them. That's not communication. Instructions means we tell them idhar बैठो, ये करो, वो करो, ये ऐसे करना, इसको फेंकना मत, इधर गिरना मत. Right? We are giving them instructions. Or we are interrogating them. खाना खाया कि नहीं? डब्बे में क्या खाया? टीचर ने आज क्या कराया? You understood that? We are interrogating or we are instructing. And then we say children are not able to communicate. बात ही नहीं करता है मेरे से ये. How many mothers say that? बात ही नहीं करता है. उसके बाप पे गया है. बात ही नहीं करता है मेरे से. So you need to ask yourself, बाप भी बात करना क्यों बंद किया तेरे से? You need to ask yourself, no, that. You can't always keep blaming the husband. बात ही नहीं कर रहा है. And then the mother-in-law, you say, बहुत बात करती है. Do you understand that? So communication becomes very important. Now, we are all about AI. अभी तो हमारे फ़ोन में AI दे दिया है. आप WhatsApp पे जाओ, उसके ऊपर एक मेटा का बटन है. आपको जो चाहिए वो मेटा दे देगा. मैजिशियन तो फ़ोन में आ गया है आजकल. Now, aren't you scared? I am very scared that we are going to have children who are going to live in this AI world where everything is free, where everything is easy, where everything is at their fingertips. तो इस AI world में जीने के लिए, are we creating humans? I read somewhere that before we talk about artificial intelligence, first let's talk about human intelligence. कि आप में अक्ल है कि नहीं AI यूज करने के लिए? क्यों चाहिए? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मेरा इसके बाद एक इवेंट है मेरी स्कूल में ऑन द फिल्म इनसाइड आउट. सो आई थॉट कि चलो आज AI का थोड़ा हम लोग ब्रेन यूज करते हैं कि व्हाट डज AI से अबाउट द फिल्म इनसाइड आउट 2. ओके, इट्स अ फिल्म बेस्ड ऑन इमोशंस. प्लीज वॉच इट. एक्सलेंट फिल्म. इट्स देयर ऑन OTT. आई थिंक डिज्नी हॉटस्टार पे है. इनसाइड आउट 1 एंड इनसाइड आउट 2. तो AI ने मुझे बोला no matter available, the film is yet to be released. मारने को मन हुआ मेरे को AI को. But I had to control myself and I said, it is already released, please check. तो फिर उसका आया apologies, yes, here it is. So I realized, oh my God, AI भी lazy होते हैं. AI is also lazy. उसको काम नहीं करना था तो मेरे को बोल रहा रिलीज नहीं हुआ है. But if a child had told us this, what would we have done to that child? हाय हाय उसको तो पनिश करते हैं हम, ये तो झूठा है, 1 नंबर का झूठा, यू गॉन ऑन योर फैमिली, क्या क्या बोल देते हैं हम लोग तो उसको. बट हमको तमीज़ के साथ AI के साथ पेश होना पड़ता है, नहीं तो AI काम ही नहीं करेगा. एंड ऑल्सो अनदर मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट, इफ आई डोंट नो द आंसर, I will accept whatever AI is telling me. So I have to have a little bit of human intelligence if I want to work with AI. So what will we need to give our children? A curriculum that you choose for your school and the books that you choose for your school will need to give creativity. Creativity नहीं है तो ideas and solutions नहीं मिलेंगे. Critical thinking. Is this right? Is this wrong? सोचने को मजबूर करना चाहिए बच्चों को. Collaboration. How can I work with you as a human to human? And how can I work with AI as AI to human? दोनों का collaboration सिखाना पड़ेगा उनको. Data literacy. How do I understand that ये जो data मुझे मिला है ये मैं यूज करूं कि ना करूं, ये सही है कि गलत है. Empathy and social skills. Do I really have empathy? Then I would care for people. I always tell my team under me that leaders have to have empathy. So then when you plan a circular for parents, you would look at the circular from the point of view of the parent. Will the parent understand it? I asked my team to draft a circular for parents to explain to them about the activities in the school. And they started by saying, we are a play-based curriculum and we focus on fine and gross motor skill. I said, stop. Now we have a school in Nandurbar. A parent there may not even know English. आप उसको अभी बोल रहे हो fine motor and gross motor. What does it mean to a parent? Ille. Nothing. So where's your empathy gone? You drafted what you wanted. You didn't think who's the final reader. And most of the books available in the market for children are not drafted for keeping the child in mind. Very importantly. Resilience and growth. ये Inside Out 2 का मुझे एक बहुत अच्छा लगा कि you need sadness in life to teach you resilience. And I said, this is so wonderful. That actually sadness is good because it helps you get over your grief. आप जब तक sad नहीं feel करोगे, आप grief को cope up नहीं कर पाओगे. So we tell people, no, don't be sad, it's okay, don't be sad. No, be sad. Every emotion, nerve रस होने चाहिए हम में. And ethical reasoning. Teacher नहीं देख रही है, मैं copy करूं. Where's my ethical reasoning? When we say ethics has gone from political parties, why did it go from there? It went from there because it went away from the public. Why did it go away from the public? It went away from the public because it went away from educational institutions. Why did it go away from educational institutions? Because educators became marketeers. We started marketing more than educating. And that has to be brought back into the curriculum. I always tell people who tell me, ना मैम मैं ना स्कूल खाली शिक्षा के लिए चला रही हूँ, मैं पैसे के पीछे नहीं हूँ. I said, तू सबसे खतरनाक है. तू सबसे खतरनाक है. Because actually पैसे के लिए चलाओ. जब आप पैसे के लिए चलाओगे तो आप क्वालिटी देखोगे. अगर आप पैसे के लिए नहीं चला रहे हो तो आपको पड़ी नहीं है, होगा नहीं होगा नहीं. Tell the truth. Yes, I am in it for the profit. I am not in it for the profiteering. There is a difference. All my decisions are not focused on the profit, but I am in it for the profit. Very important. Do you know all these three? So सबसे पहले आया ये नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी, उसके बाद आया नेशनल करिकुलम फ्रेमवर्क फाउंडेशनल स्टेज, उसके बाद आया नेशनल करिकुलम फ्रेमवर्क फॉर स्कूल एजुकेशन. टेल मी ट्रूथफुली, अभी हमने एथिक्स की बात की थी. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव रेड ऑल थ्री? प्लीज पुट योर हैंड्स अप. How many of you have read all three? And that is why we have this. Please go to the website ECA and download this. This is A to Z of foundational years and this is A to Z of school education. आपने नहीं पढ़ा है, कोई बात नहीं. There are too many pages. That's total of 1020 pages. तीनों books को मिला के जो मैंने पढ़े हैं तुम लोग के लिए और A to Z बनाया है. तो it is there on our website. Please download it. It will help you understand. समझो मैं A के बारे में बात कर रही हूँ. Say for example, I'm talking about B, behavior management. It will tell you which page numbers it is on. So it becomes a ready reckoner for you. आपको कुछ करना नहीं है, आपको इसको refer करना है. पूरा whole books have been decoded for you. Please go on the website and download this. Now I'm going to show you these. These are my favorite pictures. Many of you may have attended my sessions before and you may have seen these pictures. These pictures are from Reggio Emilia in Italy. आपको स्विट्जरलैंड जाना अच्छा लगता है, स्विट्जरलैंड के बाजू में ही इटली है. नेक्स्ट टाइम प्लीज जाइए उधर. रोम में जाइए, where the first school of Montessori is there. The first original school of Montessori is there in Rome, Casa Bambino. And Italy then gave us another educational format called Reggio Emilia. There is a small town in Italy called Reggio Emilia. Reggio Emilia is not the name of a person, it is the name of a place. These photographs are from there. And these photographs are going to tell you the importance of teacher training. So let's look at this. 18-month baby. How old? क्योंकि हम जब पेरेंट्स को बोलते हैं कि मैम ब्रेन डेवलपमेंट होता है, पेरेंट्स नहीं सुनते हैं. How many of you still struggle to convince parents कि pre-primary or nursery school is important? है ना, struggle करते हैं ना. दादा दादी बोलेंगे हम लोग थोड़ी ना गए थे, इन लोग को भेजने की क्या जरूरत है, right or wrong? But then came Bonvita. और बोनविटा ने एक एड चलाई थी कि ब्रेन डेवलपमेंट होता है बोनविटा से, क्योंकि अर्ली इयर्स एंड ऑल मदर्स लिसन्ड टू बोनविटा, मान गए. और तभी मैंने सोचा साला बोनविटा में कौन सा दम है कि मेरे में नहीं है, मेरी नहीं मानते, बोनविटा की माना है. बट मदर्स स्टार्टेड गिविंग बोनविटा कि ब्रेन डेवलपमेंट होगा. एटलीस्ट दे नाउ बिलीव. सो नाउ यू हैव एन ऑडियंस who knows that there is brain development, but they still think you don't do it, Bonvita does it. तो हमको सिर्फ उतना ही चेंज करना है. अभी वो कन्विंस हो गए हैं कि ब्रेन डेवलपमेंट होता है. अभी खाली बोनविटा का नाम हटा के हमको अर्ली चाइल्डहुड डेवलपमेंट का नाम डालना है उधर. दैट्स इट कि अर्ली चाइल्डहुड एजुकेशन डेवलप्स योर चाइल्ड्स ब्रेन. So look at this 18-month baby sitting with a trained teacher. Didn't want to play with toys, so the teacher gave the magazine. बच्चा magazine देख रहा है. What does the child do? He's pointing. Why is he pointing? What do you think he wants? He wants to know about that picture. What do you think the teacher did? She showed her watch. Okay, this is this. So the child touched the watch. Then what? She made the child? Look at the expression on the child's face. Huh? This small thing makes a sound? But now what the child will do will tell us about brain development. What did the child do? The child made a connection. If this is equal to this picture, then if this has a sound, does this also have a sound? An 18-month baby made a connection. It is superb. Sometimes we, at this age, are not able to make connection. I'll tell you what's a connection. Connection is, you may have 30 years of experience. You go and attend a workshop. And while sitting there, when the person is talking, you say, हाँ, अच्छा, इसलिए कर रहे हैं हम लोग ये स्कूल में. That's called a connection. We are missing those connections. We listen to workshops, we take photographs of slides, and that's it. इसको हम लोग बाद में जाके स्कूल में ट्राई नहीं करते हैं, बिकॉज अगर ट्राई करते तो आप लोग मुझे लिखते, मैम ये मैंने ट्राई किया, थोड़ा हुआ नहीं, कैन यू प्लीज हेल्प? एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई ऑलवेज गिव माई फोन नंबर एट द एंड ऑफ सेशंस. Get in touch with me, because go back and try what I'm talking to you about. Otherwise, it's no sense in both of us spending a morning doing this. This is called a connection. This is what brain development looks like. An 18-month child had it. That means there is a power of. But हम क्या करते हैं हमारी schools में? यहाँ पे जो टीचर और माँ होती है, वो जब बच्चा पूछता है ये क्या है, यहाँ पे वो टीचर और माँ बोलती है, यस बेटा, दिस इज कॉल्ड वॉच. से वॉच, वॉच बोलो, वॉच. देखो मम्मी का मुंह देखो, देखो वॉच. वॉच बोलो, वॉच. देखो आगे पीछे तुमको वॉच दिख रहे हैं, कितने वॉच है घर में, देखो गिन के आओ कितने वॉच है, देखो पापा का वॉच. The child would have just got up and walked away. Instead of giving the child wonder and joy, which this teacher gave, what would you have given? Boredom. Because we are obsessed. We are a phonics-obsessed nation. Yes or no? We want every moment to be a teaching moment. अरे कभी कभी टीचिंग बच्चे के ब्रेन में भी होता है, उनको तुम्हारी ज़रूरत नहीं होती है. And why did I say mother or teacher? Why didn't I say husband or father? Why didn't I say that? Any guesses? She said fathers are not interested. That could be one excuse. But the second one is usually fathers allow the child to try. They are risk takers. Now you can say they are lazy, that's why they do it. But they allow the child to take a risk. It is innate in men. Men's brains are risk takers. Women's brains are caregivers. तो हमको सब कुछ कराना होता है. मैं हाथ पकड़ूं, मैं तेरा कंधा पकड़ूं, मैं ये पकड़ूं, मैं तुझे खाना खिलाऊं, 7 साल के बच्चे को भी मैं खाना खिलाऊं, तू नहीं खा रहा है, चल मैं खिलाऊं. We are like that. भूख लगी है, अच्छा भी खाना खत्म हो गया, मैं मेरा दे देती हूँ उसको, और फिर बोलेगी मैं तो भूखी रहती हूँ, कोई मेरा ध्यान रखने को नहीं है. This is women. This is women. Then they go on these mommy groups and all that, kitty party groups, and they grumble. मेरा husband को पड़ी ही नहीं है, मैंने उस दिन खाना भी नहीं खाया था. Husband सामने ही बैठा था, वो देख रहा था कि ये 7 साल का नचा रहा है, मेरी बीवी को नचाने दे. It's between the two of them. You should know when to interfere and when not to. Let's try this. Can you do this? It's very simple. आपको ये करना है, देखो. Easy है ना? हाँ, look at that carefully. हम लोग सब ये कर सकते हैं. अभी पिंकी को आपको इस पे डालना है, थंब पे, और फिर ये 3 फिंगर्स को ऊपर करो. Put the pinky on the thumb and then raise these 3 fingers. Pinky, bend the pinky. Bend the pinky. Bend it. Bend it. What happens to this finger? What happens? Bend करो बेटा. Bend, Cheating नहीं करने का. Ethical. You can't do it. बेंड करो बेटा. जैसे ही बेंड करोगे ना, ये फिंगर बेंड हो जाएगी. Yeah? Left better than the right? Many did it here also, but they were not bending it. वो ऐसा करेंगे. है देखो मेरा हो रहा है, देखो मेरा हो रहा है. नहीं, बेंड करो, बेंड करो, बेंड करो. हाँ, Bend karo. Very nice. Very good. Bend. What happens when we bend? Bending. This is called dexterity. Now go back to your schools tomorrow and make 3-year-olds do it. And check how many of them are able to do it. Check it. Because their dexterity is much better than ours. We have forgotten how to be, and now you got your idea why you do finger rhymes in the class. ये जो करते हो ना, इंसी, विंसी, मकोड़ा, ये खाली मजाक के लिए नहीं होता है. It helps the child use all the fingers in different ways. If you go on my Facebook page, you will see a video recently of a child who did something and wanted to put his 2 thumbs up. ऐसे thumbs up दिखाना था. And he realized कि ये तो ये है, ये तो ये है, ये कैसे करना है? He was totally struggling, but the mother allowed the child to struggle. ये नहीं कि अरे ऐसे नहीं रे, ऐसे करते, ये देखो, ये हो गया ना. Not like that. And then the child found, and then he did. Very difficult for children. Now associate this to holding a pencil. अब associate करो इसको. 3-year-old child finds it very difficult to find a thumb and put it up. Now to hold a pencil, what will I have to do? I have to put my fingers here, और ये इसको मेरे को क्या करना है इन दोनों से? इसको मेरे को अंदर रखने हैं और अंदर ही रहने चाहिए. But they can't do it. So what happens? When they write, these 2 fingers come out. Or they hold it all like this. देखा ये? Why? Because they are actually not supposed to write. They don't have the finger dexterity to do that. But what do? Why do we make them write? What is the common excuse we give? Parents are asking. Yes or no? आज ट्रूथ डे है. वो आजकल नवरात्रि के कलर पहनते हैं ना सब लोग. आज ट्रूथ डे है. तो why do we push them? Because 2 reasons. बाजू वाली स्कूल करती है और पेरेंट एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं. Yes. So, very important for all of us, we should know the brain. We just said Bonvita taught us about brain, but we should know as educators what is brain development. There are 4 parts, very important of the brain. बस ये 4 part अगर तुम लोग को आ गए ना, मेरे बाकी के सारे slides will become very easy. First, the right side. Touch your right side. This is where your long-term memory is. Where is your long-term memory? Right side. अभी right brain ना थोड़ा स्मार्ट है. वो बोलता है कि मुझे अगर वर्कशीट से सिखाओगे मैं नहीं सीखूंगा. मुझे गेम से सिखाओ, गाने से सिखाओ और स्टोरीज से सिखाओ. If you teach me with these 3, it will go in long-term memory. So your right brain is in charge of long-term memory, and if you teach through games, songs and stories, it goes in the right brain. Then there is your left brain. Left brain always asks why. So if your child is telling you, क्यों खाऊं? अगर child आपको बोलता है क्यों करूं? If you tell your child इधर बैठ जाओ, क्यों? Have you noticed children? What do we do when children ask such questions? एक मारेगी ना, चुप्पट. Right? Actually what you should be doing is बाहर जाके पेड़े लाने चाहिए और सबको बांटने चाहिए. मेरे बच्चे का लेफ्ट ब्रेन काम कर रहा है. Because the left brain asks why. And till the left brain is not convinced about the why, the left brain keeps on asking why, क्यों, कब, कहाँ, कैसे. And children ask a lot of questions. It means their left brain has kicked in. So after you have used the right brain and things have gone in the long-term memory, now give worksheets to revise. Left brain also got involved. So you got your right brain, you got your left brain. Now you have this brain, the upper brain or the thinking brain, and you have another brain जो women का बहुत active होता है. वो नीचे होता है इधर. Men को भी होता है but उनका इतना active नहीं होता है. Women का और बच्चों का बहुत active होता है. It is called the emotional brain. इधर होता है. Now, there is a connection between this brain and this brain. This brain, we just said, is the thinking brain. Yes or no? यानी कि आपका सारा ज्ञान इधर है. बट ये जो ब्रेन होता है ना, अगर ये एक्टिव हो गया तो ये इसको चुप करा देता है. If your emotions are active, your thinking brain cannot think. So say for example, I come to the class and I tell the children, close your books. Everybody close your books, today there is a test. What will happen? Which brain will start thinking? You think the left brain will start thinking? नीचे वाला ब्रेन, मैंने तो पढ़ाई नहीं की है, oh my god, she's going to take an exam, अभी क्या होगा? All that will start. Now, when that starts, what happens to this brain? It shuts down. You can't think. You just can't think. Or you were doing writing very well, and the teacher came next to you and said, इतना अच्छा नहीं है, उसका ज़्यादा अच्छा है. What will happen now? Either you will be angry at the teacher and you'll say, अब मेरे को करना ही नहीं है. She's not appreciating, I don't want to do it. Or you will be upset. You will start feeling self-esteem problems. Why did I say that women में ज़्यादा active होता है? If I were to just look at you just now like this and look at you up to down, तेरे में अंदर doubt आ जाएगा. क्या हुआ? इसने मेरे को ऊपर नीचे क्यों देखा है ऐसे? If I look at a man, ऊपर से नीचे, he'll feel very happy. Oh, woman looked at me today. The brains are wired totally differently. We are hyper emotional. Hyper emotional. जिस चीज़ के लिए emotional होना भी नहीं है, उसमें भी. Now your bai comes late today and you will say, क्या हुआ? And she'll say, काय करूँ? मला आज बसच नाही मिळाली. And then you'll realize, but she doesn't come by bus. That woman, she doesn't come by bus. See what happened? Saw? अभी वो छोटा प्रॉब्लम था, नहीं आई वो टाइम पे, छोड़ दो उसको. बट पूरा दिन your thoughts will be, I'll catch her tomorrow. How dare she lie to me? Have you noticed this happens to you all? All of us. All of us get carried away in the morning because of that bhai. बहुत अच्छा एक मराठी चित्रपट है इसके ऊपर, है ना? है ना? And then it teaches you to be extra nice to the bhai. वो भी नहीं करने का. Professional distance. So the lower brain, if it is stressed, if it is bored, then also it makes the thinking brain shut down. If it is angry, if it is upset, ये brain काम नहीं कर पाएगा. So that brain is called our thinking brain. And that depends on the left brain, the right brain, and most importantly, the emotional brain. This is what we do to children, yes or no? We come to class and say, everybody, finger on your lips. Fold your hands and sit down. Fold. तुम लोग क्यों fold नहीं किया है हाथ? Fold your hands and sit down. So what if you're adults? Finger on your lip. If you sit straight like this, you cannot learn. Please understand that. Movement. The brain neurons need movement. आप एक बात देखो. I was a very naughty child in school. Okay? When I had a boring class, अभी move तो कर नहीं सकते हैं, I used to doodle. I used to keep doodling in my page. और एक ही doodling आता है हम इंडियंस को. हम एक बीच का सीन ड्रॉ करेंगे, जिसमें एक नारियल का पेड़ ड्रॉ करेंगे हम, फिर उसमें नारियल लटकाएंगे, फिर दरिया ड्रॉ करेंगे, फिर एक सन ड्रॉ करेंगे साइड. ऑल माई पेजेस वर फुल ऑफ नारियल्स. कितने नारियल के पेड़ मैंने बनाए, बिकॉज इट्स सो इजी ना. एक ऐसा डंडी करो, फिर ऐसा टकड़क 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 करो, तो नारियल का लीफ हो गया. सो इजी. आई हैव नेवर ड्रॉन अ मैंगो ट्री. I have never drawn an apple tree. I've been obsessed with coconut trees because it's easy to draw. So movement. See, why am I doodling? I want to move, but the class is not allowing me to move. Now, I'm not saying move यानी कि सब लोग को चलने दो क्लास में और तुम बात करो. Moving means what you are doing right now. Some of you may slump like this. Some of you may do this. Some of you, while I'm talking, may do, अरे, ये सब होता है ना? Some of you may have this expression. ऐसे. And some of you may sleep with open eyes. You know, there are people who can sleep with open eyes. I'm just trying to see how many here have not moved ever since I started speaking. Now, the most important thing that early childhood educators and parents need to understand is Jean Piaget. Piaget is the father of cognitive development. But उसका theory ना सबको बहुत difficult लगता है. ये क्या बोला है कि बुड्ढा क्या बोला? ये समझ में नहीं आता है. I have simplified it to you into one slide. Very simple. तो आप अभी workbooks का अगर select कर रहे हो, curriculum select कर रहे हो, toys select कर रहे हो, कुछ भी select कर रहे हो, ये slide को ध्यान में रखो. हर फोटो का मैं 1000 रुपया चार्ज करती हूँ. तो ये कैमरामैन वही ध्यान रख रहा है कि किसने फोटोज लिए, कितने आप बाद में कलेक्ट कर लेना. हाँ. So number 1, children like to engage in sensory play. क्यों? Why? Always ask what? Why? जब आपके दांत आ रहे होते हैं, have you noticed children bite? Why? Itching होता है. तो जब ब्रेन का विकास हो रहा है, उनके हाथ पैर चलने लगते हैं. बिकॉज यहां से सेंसरी इनपुट आता है, ब्रेन को जाता है, ब्रेन बोलता है हाश खाना मिल गया. दिस इज इट. सो चिल्ड्रन कीप टचिंग एवरीथिंग. हैव यू नोटिस्ड? यू टेल देम टू गो टू द वॉशरूम, दे आर टचिंग द वॉल लाइक दिस एंड गोइंग. एंड से पुट योर हैंड्स बिहाइंड. दीवार को हाथ नहीं लगाने का. नो, बट दे वांट टू टच एवरीथिंग. एवरीथिंग दे वांट टू टच. तुम स्टोरी बोल रहे हो, तुम्हारा एक मोती नीचे गिर गया है, वो बच्चा वो मोती देखेगा, तुम्हारी स्टोरी नहीं देखेगा. नोटिस दैट? दे नीड सेंसरी इनपुट, एंड दैट्स व्हाई यू हैव वाटर प्ले एंड सैंड प्ले. आप लोग सब लोग दिखाते हो पेरेंट्स को, सी वाटर प्ले एंड वी हैव अ लवली सैंड पिट ऑल्सो. और फिर पेरेंट पूछता है क्यों जरूरत है? नहीं, अच्छा रहता है बच्चों के लिए. And then the parent goes back totally unconvinced. क्या sand और पानी में खिलाएंगे मेरे बच्चों को? No, you have to say, brain is developing. Lakhs of neurons are being connected every day in your child's brain. If you don't give them sensory play, their connections may suffer. So all the toys that you select, all the activities that you select must have sensory play. And that is why don't select everything in plastic. Plastic has only one sensation. Select different materials. Point 1 समझ में आ गया? Let's go to point 2. While the child is working with a problem, the teacher should elicit conversation from the child. So child समझो puzzle डाल रहा है. Have you noticed this? The child is playing with the puzzle, can't put the piece. And what do? Truthfully बोलना. Our urge, most of us are at least about 25 years here today, right? कोई भी झूठ बोलेगा ना कि नहीं मैं 25 years नहीं हूँ तो देखना. All of us are about 25 years, but when we see a 3-year-old trying to play with a puzzle and can't do it, we go very, ऐसे. What did you do? You ruined his opportunity to learn. Instead of that, you should have stood there and said, try putting it a little more towards the left. So what are you doing? You're having a conversation. When children are doing a problem and they are struggling with it, have a conversation with them. This is what Piaget says. Very important. Number 3, do grouping activities where children have to look for similarities. Now, I'm going to play a game with you all. All of you who are wearing red, come here. Please come here. आ जाओ जिसने भी रेड पहना है आ जाओ. रेड. I answered like a teacher. Red. मालूम है बच्चे क्या बोलते हैं? Red, susu in the bed. Okay, all reds. Very nice. Wonderful. Now, I sorted this group into reds. Why? I looked for similarities, right? Now, can I further sort out this group? So, all those who are wearing red salwar kameez, come here. अभी क्या हो गए? पहले तो ये सब लोग एक ही ग्रुप में थे. अभी क्या हो गए? अभी दो ग्रुप हो गए. अरे, but they were all the same, no? Then how did they become different? Now, all those who are wearing a red salwar kameez and have open hair, come here. अरे, 3 ग्रुप हो गए. कैसे? What did I look for? Common differences and similarities. Thank you all very much. Now, this is what is going to help children in literacy and numeracy. Remember, we do an activity, pick up your toys. It's time to put your toys away. Karte hai na? Don't do it that way. Start making categories. It's time to put your blue blocks away. It's time to put your blue blocks away. So they will only pick up. It's time to put your small toys away. Now they have to look for. What are they doing while they are doing this? They are sorting it in their brain with their eyes, and they are learning categories. And that is what Piaget says. And then you can also ask some children as they come in junior and senior KG, okay, why did you put this toy here? It is not only enough to categorize. After a certain age, you should ask children to give you the evidence of the category, which we are not doing. Why did you put the block here? Because it is red. The child has to answer. So the child should be able to answer questions also which you are asking, which are probing questions, which are not interrogating questions. And second last, children like to engage in problem-solving tasks. What should you do? Give worksheets or activities that engage them. उनको problem solving बहुत अच्छा लगता है. हम उनको क्या देते हैं? We teach them the number 20 and then we tell them color 20 bees. Okay? Color 20 bees. Empathy की बात की थी ना हमने अभी. Now you are a 4-year-old. Imagine. Now you got a worksheet in front of you जिसमें 20 bees draw की है. Now you've been told to color all the 20 bees. What are you feeling? I am feeling like doing उड़ जा ताकि मेरे को color ना करना पड़े. Is that problem solving? You want to teach me number 20, right? So then you should have told me circle 20 bees. So I start counting them. How does coloring 20 bees help me? But आप लोग ऐसे worksheets choose करते हो. और वो पूरा बेचारा बच्चा क्या होता है उनको? एक कोई पागल बच्चा होता है क्लास में जो सारे अच्छी तरह करके आता है. मैम I finished. और फिर उसका शीट तुम सबको दिखाते हो. See how nicely he has colored 20. And you have not even colored one right now. How much time you are going to take? Some children come to you and say, teacher, so. Because they don't want to be part of that class. 20 bees कौन color करेगा यार? नहीं मान रहे हो? नहीं मान रहे हो ना? Okay, let's do another activity. You all know your name? Huh? First name only. Okay, open a fresh page. Fresh page खोलो. Top of the page पे जाओ. First line पे अपना खुद का नाम 6 बार लिखो. नहीं हंसने का नहीं. Write your name 6 times on the first line. 6 times your own name that your mother father gave you on the first line. 6 times. Very good. You all wrote it so neatly, no? Nice, no? कितनी lines है अभी? Please start filling the whole page. Come on. चलो. Why my God? खुद का नाम है. हाँ? चलो fill करो page को. चलो fill करो. हाँ, come. Right till the bottom of the page. Because that's what you make children do in your classes. And then where does the teacher sign? By the time you will reach that last line, your handwriting will go to the dogs. Because boredom has set in. और टीचर उधर ही साइन करती है. क्यों? Bottom of the page पे ही साइन करते हैं ना. And there the child's handwriting has gone all wonky tonky, so she circles it and says, not good. Your own name which your parents gave you, you are not willing to write the whole page with it. You have taught me CAT cat. And you are telling me to fill the whole page with CAT cat? अभी हंसी आ रही है ना? बट ये हम सब लोग करते हैं. थोड़े लोग इधर से करते थे और सारे लोग अभी करेंगे नहीं. Yes or no? Thank you very much. आऊंगी मैं चेक करने. और उस दिन मैं आऊंगी और अगर तुम्हारे स्कूल में मुझे ऐसी एक्टिविटी मिली, मैं तुमको बिठाऊंगी प्रिंसिपल रूम में और अपना खुद का नाम लिखवाऊंगी. Okay, last point. Children's perceptions are restricted to one aspect. Which means, have you noticed children say, this is my mother. So you say, and your mother is my sister. नहीं, वो मेरी मम्मी है. वो तुम्हारी बहन नहीं हो सकती है. Have you noticed that? They get very this thing. She is my mother. They cannot handle two concepts in the same person. So how will they be able to handle two concepts when you say, color the square green and the circle red? अभी क्या कर दिया आपने? शेप पे फोकस होना है कि कलर पे फोकस होना है? And many of these children are not able to do the worksheet. Two concepts मत लाओ साथ में. पहले एक concept को strong करो, फिर 5 simple points of Piaget. आज आपने Piaget पे कोर्स कर लिया. Superb. Same Piaget said that children all over the world play in the same manner. And you will agree, there are these schema. All children like to do that. They like to enclose चीज़ें डालना अच्छा लगता है. नीचे ऐसे ऐसे लटकना अच्छा लगता है जंगल जिम पे, है ना? All these are their play activities which children love to do. So the next time a parent asks you, jungle gym क्यों है, slide क्यों है, you have to say because Piaget, father of cognitive development, said all these activities help develop the child's brain and perspective. अभी orientation. Orientation means what? आप यहाँ पे drawing करते हो ना? Where is your eye? Here to here. Now if I make you draw on the wall, now where is your eye? Here to here. But if I make you sit under the table and stick that paper under the table, now you are इधर से drawing करोगे. You have to learn to change children's perspective. इसलिए उनको जंगल जिम पे उल्टा लटकने को मजा आता है. They want to see the world from different perspectives. हम उनको एक ही perspective देते हैं. पूरा दिन टेबल और चेयर पे बिठा के रखते हैं. And that's why when they go to the outdoors, they run and go. And they want to climb that jungle gym. And they want to be upside down. Why? उनको दुनिया सारे perspectives से देखनी है. So you need to have all this. And when I play with all these schemas, my brain learns to collect facts in a particular way. So my brain is being helped by play. Understood? If Burlington is very kind to you all, they may share the presentation with you all. Okay, look at this. The math teacher saw that Johnny wasn't paying attention in the class. She called on him and she said, Johnny, what are 4, 2, 28 and 44? And Johnny said, they are NBC, CBS, HBO and Cartoon Network. What did this child remember? A good teacher would have appreciated it. That means he's be able to make a connection between numbers and... और आजकल के बच्चे यही जवाब देने वाले हैं आपको. And that's why we need to ensure known to unknown, simple to complex, concrete to abstract. Say if a child gives you this answer in the class, but you want to teach the child about number 4. You can still say to this child, very good. That means you are able to remember the numerals. Now let's understand 4 is what quantity? 44 is what quantity? 44 can be used for a channel number, 44 can be used for a bus, 44 can be used for many things. But now let's understand what actually is 44. So you don't negate this child, you make this child's point into a point for the whole class. Like I can ask the class, okay, what does 44 mean to y'all? What does it mean to y'all, 44? See, you all are all thinking maths. Your creativity has gone to the dogs. What does 44 mean to you? A roll number, age, a shirt size, very good. A cough syrup, okay. A house number. See, now you all are thinking. Children's first instinct is to think creatively. But we have now been told so much, okay, don't be creative. We have to be right. Have you noticed? Many of you will not answer a question I ask you because you are afraid to be wrong. Why are we afraid to be wrong? Children are not afraid to be wrong. They'll get up and loudly they will say the wrong answer with a smile on their face till we butcher them emotionally, and then the child never answers in the class. So known to unknown, simple to complex, and concrete to abstract. Now, let's see some practices, and let's see if we are really doing justice to Piaget. So, 3 things. Children cannot relate to 2 contrasting concepts. Remember we said that? Everybody agrees on this? They cannot relate to 2 contrasting concepts. Number 2, if you give them these kind of activities, it will cause stress. If it causes stress, thinking brain will shut down. Let's see some examples. Labeling. You all do labeling in your school? Label lagate ho, heading lagate ho, karte ho na? Many schools do it with all capitals. सब कुछ all capital में होता है, या first letter हर word का capital होता है. आप काफी workbooks, go back tomorrow, the workbooks that you've selected for your school, check them. All the labeled words will be with first letter capital. And that's wrong. So on one hand, you're teaching me grammar, but just now you're teaching me that all words are with first letter capital. Then the grammar teacher in primary school is going to make me unlearn. And that's why we were all very weak in grammar. Because our pre-primary teacher gave us many grammatical mistakes. Which words have to be capitalized? Proper nouns, days of the week, days of the month, right? Many schools do this because we don't have empathy. First, understand it before you click the photograph. What is the difference between these two? Now, you will say, मुझे ना A को थोड़ा thick बनाना था ताकि दूर से भी दिखे. But I want you to now think like a 4-year-old. When you look at this A, how many lines can you see? 3 lines? A is supposed to have how many lines? 3 lines? I wanted to make it thick. Then I should have colored it inside. So my eye is still seeing only 3 red lines, right? But you draw like this. And then what happens? How many lines am I seeing in that A? So it confuses the eyes of this young learner. And that's why then they are not able to read. Reading is another problem in this country. We are not able to create good readers because pre-primary teachers are not labeling their environments properly. So be very careful about these mistakes. Then look at this. Proportion. I saw a worksheet recently जिसमें टीचर ने आँख इतनी बड़ी बनाई थी और नीचे एक एलिफेंट था. इतना सा एलिफेंट था, आंख इतनी बड़ी थी. I said, is your mother-in-law keeping an eye on you? कि तेरे लिए आंख ज़्यादा बड़ी होनी चाहिए. What are we teaching these children who are just understanding about sizes? You are going to teach them about sizes, but your own worksheets are teaching them this size. Proportion is all wrong. ये तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है सब schools को. When the child sits to eat and says, अभी मुझे नहीं खाना है, we say, don't waste food. Yes or no? सब खा लो. खा ले, नहीं तो ठूसूंगी मैं मुंह में. कुछ खाना वेस्ट नहीं होना चाहिए. Then this child goes to school and the teacher comes with one bindi and she says, dip it in the paint. And the child looks at the teacher, huh? Really? She's going to make me dip it in the paint? Isn't that supposed to be eaten? But she said, dip it in the paint. So she dips it in the paint. And then he looks at it and wonders what to do now with it. खिलाएगी ये पेट वाला. तो मेरी माँ से भी खराब है. Then she says, now print on paper. So the child prints. And then the child feels, now what? Now she says, now throw it. अभी फेंक दो उसको. फेंक दो, हो गया. And this child wonders. यही भिंडी उसने मेरे को ठूस के खिलाई थी और बोला था वेस्ट नहीं करेंगे. और ये टीचर क्या करा रही है अभी मुझे? She's making me. How many children in the classroom? 30. How many bhindis wasted? Huh? 30 bhindis. And how many schools in Mumbai? रोज कितनी भिंडियां वेस्ट हो रही है? And please think about the children who don't get food. What have you taught this elite child? That I have the money to take a bhindi and put it in paint and throw it. तो क्या हुआ तुम्हारे पास खाने के लिए नहीं है तो? This is what we have taught this child. Empathy. खूब बाय करते हो ऐसी बुक्स. कौन बोला तुमको बाय करने को? हाँ, कौन बोला तुम लोग को बाय करने को? कोई गन पॉइंट पे आया था लेने को? हाँ, तुमने बाय किया वो बुक्स. कभी देखा उस बुक्स को? कभी देखा उस बुक्स को किसने बनाया है? देखा आपने? नहीं देखा. क्यों? Because we think publishers are God. And publishers will decide what our children will do in the classes. I'm very happy she said this. She has actually nailed the problem. That मैम बुक्स में लिखा होता है भिंडी पेंटिंग करो, तो हम करते हैं. हाँ, सी अभी तो पूरी भाजी मार्केट आ गई बाहर. बट फ्रेंड्स, कभी भी हमको दिल में कुछ नहीं हुआ कि ये मैं इसी बच्चे को बोल रही हूँ स्नैक टाइम में, फिनिश दैट स्नैक, डोंट वेस्ट फूड. और फिर इसी बच्चे को मैं बोल रही हूँ अभी ये कैबेज ले, पेंट में डाल और इसको फेंक. इट्स अगेंस्ट आवर कल्चर ऑफ एनी रिलीजन टू वेस्ट फूड. And these stupid publishers, these Macaulay obsessed publishers, ये सब वहाँ से आया है, बाहर से. वो मैक्रोनी के नेकलेस बनाते हैं उधर और मम्मी को मदर्स डे पे गिफ्ट करते हैं. What rubbish! We are a country where malnutrition is the biggest problem. And these so-called elite schools use bhindi for painting. वो एक भिंडी जो 30 चिल्ड्रन ने यूज की, उसमें से एक पूरा खानदान खाना खा सकता था. आज से बोलो, प्रतिज्ञा लो, नो वेजिटेबल्स और फूड फॉर पेंटिंग. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. फिर एक दूसरी बात करते हैं हम लोग लीव्स लेते हैं और फिर उससे पेंटिंग कराते हैं और फिर लीव्स को फेंकते हैं. फिर एनवायरनमेंट डे आता है, फिर पोस्टर्स बनाते हैं, सेव द एनवायरनमेंट, सेव द एनवायरनमेंट, सेव द एनवायरनमेंट. यस और नो? हाँ, से इट लाउडली, से इट लाउडली. आपका मैं वीडियो लेने वाली हूँ और सारे पब्लिशर्स को भेजने वाली हूँ. आई एम टेलिंग यू दैट. व्हाई डू यू बाय दोज बुक्स? मेरे मैनेजमेंट को मेरे पास लाओ. मैनेजमेंट को मेरे पास लाओ. omit those pages. Omit those pages. It's very important. These moron publishers, they are making us do these kind of activities. You know, a child came to me. I was also like this. मैं भी कोई great नहीं थी when I was a teacher. One child in my class came up to me and said, "Teacher," I said, "Huh? You said leaf is lung of plant." I said, "Yeah. So we are painting with lungs?" Senior KG child. And I was shocked कि ये दिमाग की बत्ती मेरी क्यों नहीं चली? कि on one hand I am teaching them in a science lesson that leaves are the lungs of a plant. And now I am telling the child, let's go to the garden, let's pluck some leaves and we will do leaf painting. तो इस दिमाग में पियाजे का ब्रेन डेवलपमेंट, इस बच्चे के दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है? अब भी तूने बोला कि leaves are required for breathing. Then there was this teacher in Delhi. दिल्ली की टीचर्स मालूम है ना कैसी होती है? तो she comes up to me and says, मैम हम लोग प्लक नहीं करते हैं, जो नीचे गिरे होते हैं वो लेते हैं हम. ऐसे जो नीचे गिरे होते हैं ना वो मन्योर बनते हैं, प्लांट का ही मन्योर बनते हैं, वो भी जरूरी होते हैं अर्थ के लिए. तो हाथ मत लगाओ, प्लांट से दूर रहो. सिर्फ एनवायरमेंट डे पे मत बोलो सेव द अर्थ, सेव द अर्थ, सेव द अर्थ एवरी डे. एंड ऑल दीज पब्लिशर्स मैम, सबको हम सीधा करेंगे, कैंपेन चालू कर रहे हैं हम. फिर हम ये करते हैं कोम पेंटिंग. कोम पेंटिंग same in concept time we taught them comb is for combing hair, comb is for combing hair, join the comb to the hair, ये सब कराया. और फिर 8 क्लास आया और हमने बोला comb लो पेंटिंग करो. At that age children get confused. Earbud painting, earbud. फिर बोलेंगे नहीं मैम मैं used ये सब थ्रो किए हुए. I said used earbuds you are using for painting? फ्रेश ईयरबड्स यूज कर रहे हो तुम लोग, 30 ऑफ देम. जाओ ना कोई आंगनवाड़ी या कोई ऑर्फनेज में जाके डोनेट करो ना. व्हाई आर यू यूजिंग ऑल दिस? बच्चों की उंगलियों के जो है ना डॉट्स होते हैं वो उतने ही छोटे होते हैं. फिगर पेंटिंग कराओ ना. क्या ये ईयरबड पेंटिंग? व्हाई आर यू कंफ्यूजिंग दीज चिल्ड्रन? Now I love this worksheet of Burlington because one of the common mistakes we make, we give children a worksheet and we say circle the heavier fruit. अच्छा, I didn't know, हाँ, but I know. आँखों से हम वेट कर लेते हैं, है ना? हमको weighing scale की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ती, especially women here. Women will come to you and they'll say, you put on weight, no? आँखों से वेट कर लेंगे वो. Or they will tell you, you lost weight, no? इधर weighing scale लगा होता है, इधर. And so these same women, when they make worksheets, they tell children, circle the heavier fruit. अभी देख के मेरे को कैसे पता चलेगा? So you are actually teaching me कि जो बड़ा fruit होगा वो heavier होगा. You are actually teaching me a wrong concept कि जो सबसे बड़ा होता है वो heavy भी होता है ना? But look at this. Look at the note to the teacher. नीचे देखो. Help the learners to weigh these items on a weighing balance and ask them then to record their responses. Sensible publisher. कि पहले ये सब items को weigh कराओ. फिर ये worksheet दो. And completely in line with the Panchadi which is given in NCF. This are the bone structure of a 3-year-old child. They have not yet joined properly. And that is the bone structure of a 7-year-old child. All of you who went to Finland to see good practices, Finland starts writing at age 7. Why? Bone structure is in place. India, obsessed with writing. Because Britishers wanted clerks. And clerks, the faster they write, the better. So the British education system, the Macaulay education system, was about push writing faster. जल्दी उनको लिखना सिखाओ, पढ़ना मत सिखाओ. Don't teach reading. Reading करेंगे तो उनका एक opinion बनेगा. नहीं चाहिए हमको. Write, लिखाओ उनको, लिखाओ. 3-year-old, लिखाओ. 2-year-old, लिखाओ. And we've stuck to that. Yes. I'm coming to that. मैं छोड़ूंगी नहीं. I am controversy's child. ये कर दिया है हमने. बच्चों को ये कर दिया है. बच्चे want what? See this? They want to escape from it. See, this is what is happening in our classrooms. The divide between a teacher and a child, she's just talking, spewing, सब नीचे गिर रहा है. It is like, I want to feed you. If I want to feed you, will I feed you like this? आप खाना खाया? ये खाओ. खाया? But I will say, इधर तो खत्म हो गया, खाना खा लिया. This is what most teachers are doing. मेरा curriculum हो गया. उधर कुछ गया कि नहीं गया, पढ़ी ही नहीं है. So you have to learn to take away all these practices, rote learning. Many parents come to me and say, मैम आप तो junior KG में सिर्फ 50 तक सिखाते हो, बाजू वाला school 500 तक सिखाता है. So I said, very good. That means your child knows up to 500? Very good. I give them a bowl of crayons and I say, tell your child to count 63 crayons and give me. Do you think the child is able to do? नहीं, but वो बोल लेता है. I said, हाँ, उन्होंने आपके बच्चे को chanting सिखाया है, counting नहीं सिखाया है. वो chanting करता है. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, वो chanting करता है. हम chanting school नहीं है, हम counting school है. लाइफ में बच्चे को चैंट नहीं कर रहा. सैलरी मिलेगी तो उसको काउंट करना पड़ेगा. हाँ, बॉस नहीं बोलेगा ये ले 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000 हो गया तेरा. I answer parents like that. They will have to learn to count, not chant. Cursive. How many of you write in cursive? Show me your cursive handwriting. Show me, no? Show me, no? Show me, no? तो 3 साल के बच्चे को क्यों लिखाते हो? When you yourself are not writing. Huh? Show me cursive. Show me cursive. Nobody uses cursive. But सब तंग हुए हैं बचपन में, कर्सिव में लिखो, कर्सिव में लिखो, कर्सिव में लिखो. अगेन मैं कॉले, हमको कर्सिव की नहीं जॉइंट हैंड राइटिंग की जरूरत है. जो आप लोग सब यूज करते हो आजकल, उसको कहते हैं जॉइंट हैंड राइटिंग. एंड द लास्ट वन, होमवर्क. होमवर्क तो देना चाहिए ना, होमवर्क ही नहीं दे रहे हो तुम लोग, होमवर्क दो. आई जस्ट चेंज द वर्ड टू होम प्ले एंड हंगामा हो गया. हम क्या उसको स्कूल में इसलिए भेजते हैं, घर पे भी तुम लोग प्ले कराओगे अभी. आई सेड वही है, लिखना ही है उसको, खाली वर्ड चेंज किया है मैंने. प्ले बोलो तो बच्चा जल्दी लिखेगा, वर्क मत बोलो. लेट्स स्टार्ट विद दैट. सिंपल चेंजेस आर रिक्वायर्ड इन एजुकेशन सिस्टम. And then red pen, teacher's weapon. लाल पेन नहीं है मेरे पास, आएगी वो लोग वो परचेज डिपार्टमेंट के पास. लाल पेन मेरा खत्म हो गया. वेरी गुड. ब्लू पेन, ग्रीन पेन, कोई भी कलर यूज करो. नो रेड. नाउ गो बैक टू दैट स्लाइड विच आई शोड यू ऑन द ब्रेन. रेड स्टैंड्स फॉर डेंजर टू अ चाइल्ड, बिकॉज ऑन द सिग्नल ऑल्सो रेड स्टैंड्स फॉर. So when you correct my book with red, what will happen to this brain? It will stop this brain. Understood? Cursive mat likho, please. Has कौन बोला? हाँ बोलो. हाँ. Not for 3-year-olds. That's why I said, understand the point. Not for 3-year-olds. Junior and senior. By senior KG, they can write sentences also. So that is the whole point we have to tell parents. Okay, you want that by age 6, this child should be writing sentences. Now, whether I start in nursery or I start in junior KG, तुमको क्या फर्क पड़ता है? I don't want to stress this child in nursery. No, so you have to learn to stop it. That is why I'm saying we have become profiteers. We are not willing to stop those practices because we are afraid the admission will go away. But let me tell you, if you convince a parent properly, the parent will now know you are the well-wisher. I will tell you, when we started our school, the first Podar Jumbo Kids in Mumbai, we had 18 children and we tried all this with 18 children. Then we opened in Jalna. You know Jalna, Aurangabad. Okay? Jalna mein the parents are used to books. 20-20 बुक देती है एक स्कूल. And our children had 6 books. So हंगामा क्रिएट किया पेरेंट्स ने. I was called from Mumbai कि आंदोलन पे निकले हैं ये पेरेंट्स कि तुम लोग बुक्स नहीं दे रहे हो, बाकी सब स्कूल्स बुक्स दे रहे हैं. I went in front of the parents and I said, tell me, what's your problem? They said, बुक्स नहीं दे रहे हो तुम लोग. I said, okay, कितनी बुक्स चाहिए? बाजू वाला स्कूल 20 दे रहे हो तो तुम लोग को एटलीस्ट 21 बुक तो देना चाहिए ना. I said, okay, very nice. I have 6 books which I have given you as free part of your admission kit. You now want me to buy 20 more books and give you. Who's going to pay for it? हम लोग ही तो pay करेंगे ना. I said, exactly. So you are going to pay for it. I could have made a profit on those 20 books. Yes or no? Please ask yourself why I didn't give you those 20 books when I was going to make a profit on those 20 books. सोचो, मैं वो 20 बुक मार्केट में से लेके आपको दे सकती थी और आपको एक्स्ट्रा चार्ज भी कर सकती थी. So I would have made a profit for so many children. Why didn't I do it? Because I care for your child. I don't care for the amount of profit I make. I care for your child. और ये problem होगा आपके बच्चों में. So they said, हमको तो भी ऐसे सिखाया था. I said, okay, I'm going to ask you one simple question. What color is the sky? चलो जल्दी तुम लोग भी बोलो. What color is the sky? फटाफट जो भी आंसर आए. Blue, yeah? Why is the sky blue in color? Reflection of water, तो राजस्थान में क्यों blue है? Come on. Why is the sky blue in color? ये सब मैकॉले की औलाद है. हमको सिखाया ही नहीं था कि why पूछो. Sky is blue in color because of refraction. Science में था एक lesson हमारे. It is there in 7th standard. Refraction. 7 colors of the rainbow, where the light hits, that color becomes the color of the sky. That's why it is a different color in the evening, different color in the morning. Please read up. आज तो Google आंटी होती है ना आजकल तुम्हारे साथ. मैंने Google अंकल नहीं बोला. क्यों नहीं बोला? अक्कल आंटीज में होती है. हैं? नहीं सर, आपने कभी पूछा नहीं एलेक्सा क्यों है, एलेक्स क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि एलेक्स होता ना तो उसको 10 बार पूछना पड़ता, तब वो जवाब देता. सॉरी सर, तुम लोग इधर आज माइनॉरिटी हो ना इसलिए. Men have their own plus points. Okay, men would have given you logic. Women will give you a rata hua answer. That's why Google auntie. Yes, sir? Happy, sir? Let's come back to this. This is also a problem in our schools. Burlington has made a very lovely video on this. I would tell you to give it to all the participants. Why not to use red and blue lines? I want you to draw. Chalo, 4 line draw karo. Please do that. Draw these 4 lines which stand for red and blue lines. Come on, quickly. Before Burlington pushes me out. 4 line draw कर ली. अभी single line draw करो. Single line में क्या होता है? एक line ऊपर होती है, एक line नीचे होती है. Just draw a single line. जैसे वो last वाली line है. Now write capital G in those 4 lines. Capital G लिखो और small g लिखो. Okay, capital G लिखने के लिए तुमको कितनी lines की जरूरत पड़ी? Top 3. Small g लिखने के लिए अभी सिंगल लाइन पे जाओ. कौन सी 2 लाइन चली गई? बीच की दोनों. देखो तो कैसे लिखोगे कैपिटल जी और स्मॉल जी विदाउट द बीच की दोनों लाइन? कैसे लिखोगे? कैसे लिखोगे बीच की दोनों लाइन के बगैर? I am asking you, empathy. You are a 5-year-old who's learned to write on red and blue line. Now you go to primary and you are shifted to a single line. Primary teachers don't have it easy. Back-breaking job. You know how children write the small g? They hang it there. Because they think the bottom of this single line is equal to the bottom of this red and blue line. So the G hangs in the middle. Why are we still using red and blue lines? Look at the line in the middle. It's called a 3 line. 3 line teaches children that all small letters start from the dotted line. And all hanging letters hang till the next dotted line. Abhi, when I have to transition to the single line, what goes away? Only the dotted line, nothing else. Only the dotted line. It is like मैंने bicycle ली बच्चे के लिए, वो चला नहीं पा रहा है, वो बैलेंस नहीं कर पा रहा है, आप क्या करोगे? बाइसिकल का पूरा नक्शा बदल दोगे? आप ट्रेनिंग व्हील्स लगाओगे. बाइसिकल वही रहेगी, आपने क्या लगाया? ट्रेनिंग व्हील्स. That is the dotted line. When the child is able to balance, what do you remove? You don't make a whole new bicycle and then give him a whole, this is what you all are doing, red and blue line, a whole new line, but to teach me to write in a single line. कहाँ का ये logic है? Who invented the red and blue lines? Have you all ever asked yourself? Globally, all schools have shifted to the 3-line. India is still on red and blue line. Why? Who can answer my question? Why? She said it. Why? जोर से बोलो. जोर से बोलो. Publications. जोर से बोलो. Publications. This is called the new age. जिस एज में तुम्हारे बच्चे रहने वाले हैं, the AI age का cursive writing, it is called the Marian Richardson font. MR font. It has everything to help children write joint handwriting. Every letter has a small hook at the end. So you can hook into the next letter and write faster. Marian Richardson. Do you know who she was? She was a school inspectress in UK. And when she went to the UK classrooms, she found children struggling with cursive. She decided, I don't want children to struggle with cursive. She invented this font called the Marian Richardson font. Remember we said in Piaget, pictorial before abstract? Look at this. When I write 10, okay? Give me your paper, just any page. What does this mean? We just said empathy, right? What does this mean to a child? No, what does it mean? It's a symbol. It's just a symbol. So I can't say my child knows 10 if he can see this and say 10. Does he know 10? What is 10? 10 is a quantity. I must see that quantity. So look at this worksheet. Can you see the quantity in blue? See the dots in that? And see the dots in that? See? Show them the quantity. I'm not saying do this for 3-year-olds. Huh? This is for 6-year-olds. Remember this slide of mine which I showed you on Piaget? अब सारी चीज को इस वर्कशीट के साथ relate करो. See, children are looking at a picture talk. And now what are you asking them? How many lions are there? Counting करना था ना आपको. तो coloring क्यों दे रहे हो? Counting दो ना. Every activity that you want as a revision of numbers is there in this worksheet. फोटो लेना है? ये देख, ये देख, ये बर्लिंगटन से है, ये बर्लिंगटन से है. Go with a nice smile like that to them. Ma'am, can you please give us the PPT? They'll give it to you. Now, what does the NCF say about art? It says art and craft में ये सब होना चाहिए. ये सब, ये सब, ये सब. Do we ever see Indian art forms in art and craft books? Look at this, it has Varli. And Varli has all the patterns that you are making children do as pattern writing. So Varli karao na. Simple. But what do we do in our schools? We do pachak. Pachak karte ho? Pachak? You don't know pachak? Arey, I'll tell you what is pachak. You tell a child कि हाथ दिखाओ. फिर वो बच्चा अपना हाथ दिखाता है. फिर एक पेंट होता है. उसमें आप बच्चे को अपने आप हाथ नहीं डालने देते हो, उसका हाथ पकड़ के उसमें डालते हो और फिर उसको बोलते हो अभी पेपर पे पचैक करो। फिर बच्चे ने किया, फिर बोलते हो मौसी इसको हाथ धोने को लेके जाओ। फिर वो बच्चा ऐसा हाथ लेके वंडर करता है कि ये मैं तो पेंटिंग कर सकता था ना इससे, थी मेरे को धोने को जाने को बोल रही है, इतना अच्छा पेंट। While the child has gone with Maushi, this teacher takes this handprint and turns it into a duck. वो बच्चा बेचारा हाथ धो के आया और फिर टीचर बोलती है देखो तुमने डक बनाया, और वो बच्चा बोलता है नहीं मैंने तो नहीं बनाया। फिर और वो बच्चा पूरा टाइम जब सोचता रहता है कि हाथ में इस गधी ने मेरे को पेंट दिया तो मेरे से पेंटिंग करा लेती ना, ये क्या इनका ऑब्सेशन है। These are called pachak activities. हाँ तो that is fun, no? That is fun. ये क्या है मौसी हाथ धोने, वो गया बेचारा, उसके पीछे तुमने पता नहीं क्या कर दिया उसके हैंडप्रिंट को, and you show it to parents also in front of the child, and the child keeps telling this to their mother. जब तुम देख नहीं रहे होते ना मम्मी को बोलते मैंने नहीं किया, मैंने नहीं किया। The next time you all do this activity, because I know अभी सुधरोगे नहीं तुम लोग, please think of my beautiful face. हाँ. Cognitive development. Let's come to the most important aspect of NCF, जिसके basis पे आपको workbook select करनी चाहिए. The National Curriculum Framework wants children to be able to do this. ये देखा, critical thinking, problem solving, decision making, become curious and critical thinkers. ये activity में ये जो अभी पचाक किया, उसमें इसमें से क्या किया बच्चे ने, बताओ मुझे। कुछ किया उसने? Critically think किया, डिसीजन किया। ये भी डिसीजन नहीं करने देते हो कि मैं पेज में कहाँ पे पचाक करूं, वो भी तुम डिसाइड करते हो, हाथ पकड़ते हो और फिर बोलते हो उठा ले उठा ले उठा ले, अभी बराबर नहीं आया। This is what the NCF says about numeracy. These are the steps. See, experience, spoken language, pictures, written symbols. हम लोग नीचे से चालू होते हैं, हम written symbol पहले दिखाते हैं। This is 1, what is this? 1. This is 2, what is this? 2. अरे but 2 क्या होता है? 2 2 2 2 2 क्या होता है? Child gets confused. This is it. ये देखा? हम इससे शुरू करते हैं. Wrong. We should start with this. These are called Numicon tiles. What are they called? Numicon tiles. They are available on Amazon. Google करो, Numicon tiles डालो, 235 रुपीस का एक सेट मिलता है. So cheap. इतने के तो तुम लोग बिंदियाँ लेते हो. बिंदी का पैकेट भी उतने का आता है ना? Buy these kind of things. And then you should teach this. Numeral, quantity on the fingers, quantity of dots. So I know number, numeral and counting. But हम ये कराते हैं. हम ये कराते हैं. Now find the faults in this worksheet. I have shown you before. Can you see number 11? It is in double formation. So I am a child. How many lines am I seeing? Whereas number 11 has only, but see how I am confusing the child. And why do you think I will be able to color these 11 and count 11? You really think while the child is coloring the bees, he is counting? You really think? But you use these worksheets, yes or no? Why? बोल दे. बेवकूफो, हम लोग, तुम लोग नहीं, हम लोग. पब्लिशर जो भी देते थे, हम यूज कर रहे हैं. Now you will all go back charged. And any publisher tries to come in your office now, what will happen? अच्छा, दिखा अभी. Now you will become the army who will change the publishing world. Read this. Please read this. Read this. Loudly. If you can read this, thank a teacher. And if read this, you पढ़ लिया ना? अभी इसको पढ़ो. ये भी पढ़ लिया. ये भी पढ़ लिया. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change, Stephen Hawking. हैला, इसमें तो लेटर्स भी नहीं थे. तो फोनिक्स क्यों कराते हो? फोनिक्स क्यों कराते हो? क्यों कराते हो? It doesn't help. See, you read. If I were to tell you just now, spell the word business. How many of you will say, how many of you will do that? क्यों? बच्चों को तो फोनिक्स कराते हो. क्यों? There's something called whole language learning, which is what the NCF wants us to. Phonics भी करो, करना है तो. Because sometimes it helps. But I don't know where it helps because many people say phonics helps in pronunciation. Do you agree or not? Does phonics help in pronunciation? Actually, because if it used to help in pronunciation, then the British wouldn't say water and the Australian wouldn't say water. तो pronunciation गया धूल चाटने, है ना? तो किसके लिए कराते हो तुम लोग phonics? आंसर बोलो, तुम लोग सबको पता है. खाली वो बेचारी क्यों बोलती रहे? क्यों कराते हो तुम लोग phonics? Because the phonics industry has marketing targets. And they have convinced you that you can only learn the English language with phonetics. This is what the NCF says. What does the NCF say? First oral language, then word recognition, then reading, and then writing. This is what our NCF says. Okay? And look at that visual which I have given. If there is no connection between your tongue and your brain, you won't learn how to talk and read. So, whole language learning. Now you will say, ma'am, what is whole language learning? I will ask Burlington, please take a workshop on that. Oral language development. I was very impressed when I saw the Burlington books. मैंने कहीं भी oral language पे emphasis नहीं देखा था. हमारी सारी बुक्स उठाओ तुम लोग मार्केट में से, ABCD से शुरू होती है. Right or wrong? यहाँ पे oral language पे emphasis है. There are games in which children have to use oral language, words. Beautiful games. Now, you need to understand when you are selecting books or toys or curriculum, ask yourself, does it have RAD learning? What is RAD learning? R stands for reticular activating system, A stands for amygdala, and D stands for dopamine. अब मैं इसको simplify करूँगी. मैं एक बहुत ही complex picture दिखाऊँगी, but इसको simplify करूँगी. Okay? Now, what is reticular activating system? आपने देखा है, आप ads आपको बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं देखने को. देखा है कभी ads? You love to watch ads. Children love to watch ads. हाँ, तुम्हारे मूवी के बीच में जब ad आते हैं तो fast forward करने का मन होता है. But otherwise ads are very interesting. They're very catchy. Their jingles are very catchy. They have studied RAD. We haven't. Actually, we are the people who cater to the brain of the child. We don't know anything about the brain. Have you seen this? B.Ed colleges don't teach us anything about the brain. Books के बारे में सिखाएंगे, इसके बारे में सिखाएंगे. Brain, अरे इधर मेरे को इधर डालना है बच्चे के. But they never teach you. This fact, advertisers know. What is it? See the last words. Provocations, novelty, curiosity, voice modulation, move around, use pauses. When you do this in the classroom, you have activated the RAS system. There is a system at the base of your spine, which is used in meditation and manifestation. Many of you must have heard this word, manifestation. कि मैं rich ban sakti hu. If I keep saying this again and again, I can become rich. Why? Because my brain starts believing it. So this system is required if you want a child to pay attention. So if you want a child to pay attention, you need to do all this in the classroom. So your R is activated. अभी क्या चाहिए हमको? RAD. अभी attention एक बार मिल गया, उसका मतलब ये नहीं कि रहेगा. तो next चीज I require is I have to keep this brain quiet. Which brain? Emotional brain. इसको quiet नहीं रखूंगी तो attention चला जाएगा. So I have to ensure that my content is stress free. ये सारे जो mistakes मैंने दिखाए वो नहीं होने चाहिए. Don't give me boring things to do like coloring a bee 11 times. ये सब जब आप मुझे दोगे, मेरा अमिगडाला जाएगा डिंग डिंग डिंग. गया. मेरा attention गया. Now you have children whom you say doesn't pay attention in the class. Doesn't pay attention in the class. क्यों? इसका attention क्यों चला गया? Any of these stupid things you did, attention gaya. So don't do things which hamper the amygdala. And the last D, so देखो नीचे है stress, negative emotions, too challenging, too boring, no relevance, past failures. Imagine last worksheet में आपने इस बच्चे को बहुत डांटा था. Now next time a worksheet comes in front of me, what will happen? All my past worksheet देखते ही मेरे को जाना है. Have you noticed that? Many children do that. Teacher pencil टूट गई. Teacher मैं pencil नहीं लाया हूँ. Because the past experiences start coming back. And now let's go to D. Dopamine. Dopamine is our brain chemical that keeps us happy and active. Dopamine को short form कर दो. Dope. Dope is what? Drugs. Why do you think the youth of our country and the whole world is on drugs? Happy chemical. उनको happiness नहीं मिल रहा है. So they take it from drugs. Dopamine is a chemical that is made inside our body. We don't need it from outside. But आप मुझे stress कर लोगे, आप मुझे constantly criticize करोगे, आप मुझे ऐसे stupid activities दोगे, will my body create dopamine? So what do you need? Look at that ball. Have activities that have collaboration. Have activities which have physical activity, achievement, helping others, humor, stories, quiz, aromas, change class layout. Do all this and people will be very happy. Ready for a game? Ready for a game? Okay. I want everybody to stand up. I'm going to say a number and I'm going to say a body part. So I must see that many number of that part. Okay? So, 2 elbows. Show me 2 elbows. You have 2 elbows. Two elbows you have, right? Okay? 1 ankle. Show me 1 ankle. Okay? Now listen very carefully. 16 knees. Utteri. 16 knees. 16 knees. The knees have to join. The knees have to join. नहीं join हो रहा है मैम. एक-एक पैर उठाओ ना. Okay. Okay. That was a trick one. Let's do a one which you all can do. Okay? I want 19 shoulders. अभी shoulder तो touch होंगे ना? Shoulder तो touch होंगे, तो count करो ना. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. कहाँ है तुम्हारा 19? एक सिंगल ऐसे खड़ा रहेगा. 19.
Ma'am, try yours.
Stand here like this. Okay, so were you able to do 19 shoulders? हाँ, अभी दिमाग की बत्ती चमकी, पहले ढूंढने चले गए 19 shoulders. Okay, now I want 21 fingers. And they should touch. 21 fingers. नीचे ऐसे कर दो, वो जो बच्चा कर रहा था ना वैसे. Got it? Very good. Now the last one. If you can do it, you can do it. Otherwise, give up. I want 50 bums. Take a big jump and sit down. But believe you me, children actually try the bum one. And they love it. Now I want you to look at the points given below. Did you achieve all this in this game? Aroma class में डालो. Sometimes after snack time, the smell in the class is so strong, and usually after snack time maths का teacher आता है. एक तो बास मार रहा है class, ऊपर से maths का teacher. No wonder so many children have grown up hating maths. So you have to be careful about RAD. Now, this is called the Panchadi, which is given in the NCF, which means anything that you teach children should have these steps. Aditi, attention, remember, introduction, both. Now you will understand the concept. Abhyas. Abhyas in this country usually is associated with homework. Abhyas doesn't mean that. Abhyas means where you can practice the new concept. I can do it with a game. Like for example, I have finished up to number 16. I can play this game with children. I'm revising numbers, they are counting. Ho gaya. Fir worksheet do na. I'm not saying worksheet mat do. We are a generation who loves to have books and worksheets and all. Do. खुश करो, अपने आत्मा को भी खुश करो. But बच्चों की आत्मा को भी खुश करो ना. Play some games. Then comes prayog. I play some activities or I give worksheets now. And then comes prasar, where the child now teaches it to somebody else. Then learning comes full circle. Include parents in the learning. The activities that you give at home should include parents. Now look at this activity. It's a home-based activity. Look at the write-up given for the parent. कि आपको क्या करना है इस एक्टिविटी में, आप एक्सप्लेन करो पेरेंट को. And the HPC, the holistic progress card, says assessment. So there is a parent assessment. And now you will have your excuses. मैम पेरेंट्स इंग्लिश नहीं समझते हैं, मैम पेरेंट्स ये करते ही नहीं है. I always say if you have a class of 30, अगर 5 भी कर रहे हैं, use those 5 to influence the 25. Don't grumble about the 25. ये 5 अब तुम्हारे लीडर हैं. And parents only get influenced by other parents. Parents don't get influenced by us. So look at the brighter side. Look at the growth mindset. And for the first time, wellness and well-being has come in books. So there are activity books for wellness and well-being, which is part of your Panchakosh. So I am so happy Burlington pushed me and said, ma'am, well-being pe books karni hai. And I said, chalo, let's do it with Panchakosh. Because Panchakosh otherwise kaise karoge curriculum mein? Sare kosh, sare jitne bhi kosh hai, Annamaya kosh, Pranamaya kosh, Manomaya kosh, Vignanamaya kosh, and Anandamaya kosh. Annamaya kosh is your outer body. Pranamaya kosh is your inner body. Manomaya kosh is your emotional, ethical, social development. Vignanmaya kosh is your cognitive. And Anandamaya kosh is your art, your culture, your stories, etc., which give you bliss. Now imagine having activities which help tell you कि ये activity में कौन सा कोश promote हो रहा है, Pranamaya and Manomaya. So here are your Wellness and well-being. Very important. No publisher is publishing this. Why? Why do you think they are not publishing it? Whereas we are all struggling right now with teenage suicides. Yes or no? Depression. Yes or no? Why? Why is no publishing house making these books? Why no emphasis on wellness and well-being when the NCF says you must have this emphasis? So think about it. Now let's come to the rhymes and stories we use. I once told a story, Goldilocks, and there was a fight during snack time, and I told a girl, say sorry. She said, why should I say? Goldilocks did not say. And I realized it's time to change all the stories. So in the new Goldilocks, which Early Childhood Association has, the bears teach Goldilocks how to say thank you, sorry, and please. In the new Hansel and Gretel, there is no witch, there is no stepmother. There is an old lady who is telling Hansel and Gretel to brush their teeth after eating the chocolates. In the Three Little Pigs, the wolf is not bad. The wolf was actually chasing the pigs to tell them to use sustainable material to build their homes. See? Change. All changed versions are available on the ECA website. Songs. Why is Humpty Dumpty falling down? And we are happy about it. Have you noticed how we sing Humpty Dumpty? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. So the child thinks abhi kuch hoga. Bichara aur bhi upar chadega. Nahin. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Gir gaya. And my teacher is happy. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Why is she laughing? Why is she laughing? When Arjun fell down and I laughed, she told me, don't laugh when somebody falls. She's laughing when Humpty Dumpty fell down. Contradictory concepts. Piaget ne kya bola tha? Contradictory concepts. Let's change the song. Let's sing the new one. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Bolo? Humpty Dumpty did not have a fall. He knew how to be careful. He knew how to play. And that is why he's in one piece today. See? Isn't that lovely? Then, we teach children about emotions. कौन से emotions के बारे में सिखाते हो तुम लोग? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Happy, na? Where is Thumbkin? Where is Thumbkin? Here I am. How are you this morning? Very well, I thank you. Everything is very well. Happy. बाकी के emotions? Let's look at the other emotions. If you're angry and you know it, stomp your feet. Come on, everybody. If you're angry and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're angry and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're angry and you know it. Now you are telling a child that emotions are okay. Have you show the emotions? So don't hit somebody when you are angry. Stamp your feet. Now you've given me an outlet. Here is the changed version. Where is Pointer? Where is Pointer? Here I am. How are you this morning? I am feeling angry. Take a deep breath. Punch a pillow. See? I have given now more ideas to the child what to do if you are. Take a deep. Or punch a. Don't punch a. Very important. See the changed rhymes. All of them are changed. Ringa Ringa Roses is the song of the plague of London. It talks about how people were dying during the plague. Ringa Ringa Roses, because when they got the plague, they used to get these marks. Pocket full of posies, because they were the death flowers. So they were rushing from one funeral to the other. Their pockets were always filled off. Hasha Busha, the last stage of the plague was people would start sneezing and fall dead. And what are you doing with this song? Ringa, ringa, roses. It's like somebody makes a song on the pandemic and says, saas nahi aati hai, oxygen nahi mil raha, hospital jao, mar jao. Aisa gaoge? Maybe after 100 years, you may have teachers who must be singing this. Because they never questioned हमारा लेफ्ट ब्रेन एक्टिव ही नहीं होता है when we become teachers. Ideally, we should ask, what is this song about? What is this Ringa Ringa Roses? What is this pocket full of posies? Who is this Humpty Dumpty? These were all sarcastic political songs sung in Britain. Humpty Dumpty was a cannon which fell down from the wall of the fort. Ringa Ringa Roses is the song about the plague. We turned it into a nursery rhyme without thinking. ECA website. इसमें दिया है नहीं दिया है अच्छा www.eca-aper.org. Family. We are still showing children the family of a perfect father, mother, boy, girl. What about single mother families? What about single father families? What about two father and two mother families? They are a reality now. We should show them this is a family. See, families can be of different. Community helpers. I recently went to an annual concert of a school and I actually felt like walking away. The boys were dressed as doctors and the girls were dressed as nurses. What are you teaching? Gender bias. Whenever you show pictures of people who help us, dono dikhao. Because there are girls and boys in your class. Show both. See? Again, these are all available for free download on the ECA website. Yeah, ma'am.
Like you told that we need to be open about man to man or female to female. What happens is, till today, we are fighting with our parents also, even if we are trying to come out of the closet. So it becomes very problematic when we are explaining it to that child.
You don't have to explain.
Even if you're showing, the parent will come.
Let them come. You have to say there is a child in my class who has this kind of family.
Irrespective, ma'am, we don't want such people in the school. They'll come and fight.
No, मेरे पास आओ मैं एक्सप्लेन करूंगी पेरेंट को व्हाट एम आई फॉर ऐसे बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स को चेंज किया है दिस इज आवर कॉलिंग इन लाइफ माय डियर पेरेंट्स गो टू डॉक्टर्स ऑल्सो एंड से दवाई मत दो इंजेक्शन दे दो है ना गुड डॉक्टर्स डोंट डू इट बाकी के जो डॉक्टर्स हैं जिनको सिर्फ पैसा कमाना होता है वो कर देते हैं उनको कोई गिल्ट भी नहीं होता है वी आर नॉट दोज काइंड You face any problem like that, call me. So many schools call me, ma'am, come and talk to our parents. ये कर दो, वो कर दो. वीडियो बना के दे देंगे. अभी CCTV पे लाइव फुटेज चाहिए था पेरेंट्स को. हमने वीडियो बनाया. काफ़ी schools ने अपने पेरेंट्स को कन्विंस कर लिया. It's all about convincing, my dear. Sometimes they don't listen to you, but they listen to somebody else. Use it. Okay? So see both genders. Can you see in this rhyme book? Both genders. Always have both genders. Now this, I'm coming to your point, ma'am. Here. This is all the things that you will say. This will not work. How will it help? Parents will not be convinced. How should I change so much? It is too challenging. I don't have the time. I don't think it is worth it. The answers are on that side. This will not work. It will if you implement it correctly. How will it help? It will benefit children. Parents will not be convinced. Use language that prompts parents to accept the change. You know, one of the common thing which I tell parents, you have moved from a dial phone to a smartphone. Why? Why did you move? हाँ तो बस तो एजुकेशन भी अभी डायल फोन से स्मार्टफोन तक जा रहा है और आपको इसको सपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा. हम हैं आपके साथ, हम आपको हेल्प करेंगे, आप हमको हेल्प करो. The toughest of parents over a period of time पिघल जाएंगे. And as I told that lady, you have 5 parents who are convinced, use them. Use them to convince the others. But don't tell yourself it is not possible. Tell yourself, you know, there is a small story of Thomas the engine. I can. Now look at this. These are the points that you will have to search for in the curriculums and books that you are selecting. Navratna, 9 points. Nav Ratna. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 points to search for. Okay? अभी मैं आपको एक, ये हमारा NCF है, foundational stage. These are the 10 questions schools should ask before selecting books and curriculum. What are the questions? Does it have a student, teacher, and parent assessment? Is it developmentally appropriate? Is it in sync with the NCF? Will they train my teachers not only on using the books, but to answer all these kind of why questions? Do the books give my teachers the support of lesson plans? Is it whole brain learning? Does it have a language and literacy program or just literacy? Will it give number sense to my students or just teach them number chanting? Does it include Panchakosh? Does it use Panchadi in the lesson plan? Simple questions to ask if you really want to be geared up to be an NCF aligned school. Because beta, regulation आएगा तभी सबको लाइन में आना पड़ेगा. So अभी से शुरू करता हूँ. That is what we are here for. I'm going to leave you with this slide. This says exactly what I was saying. Tech has moved and changed. 1921 में ऐसा फ़ोन था. 2021 में ऐसा फ़ोन है. Education को देखो. Has it changed? तो education को change नहीं होना है. We want to piggy write on technology. हमारे क्लास में हम लोग ने ब्लैक बोर्ड को व्हाइट बोर्ड बना दिया और हम लोग बोले वी आर अ नाइस अप एंड हैपनिंग स्कूल. बोर्ड रखा उसका खाली कलर चेंज कर दिया और बोला वी आर अ टेक बेस्ड स्कूल. हम टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत ही आगे हैं. बोर्ड क्यों है भैया? बोर्ड पे क्या दिखाने वाले हो? फर्स्ट आउटलाइन दैट. This is the reality of what you and I, all of us are going through. Tech has moved way ahead of us. And that's why children are respecting AI more than human intelligence. It's time for all of us to use our human intelligence and change the way children learn. Throw away all the practices which are not required. Teaching is a creative profession, not a delivery system. We are not here just to deliver a curriculum or to buy a book and show children how to do that book. Great teachers know how to mentor, stimulate, provoke, and engage. If you have questions, queries, ideas, arguments, discussions, that's my WhatsApp number. Please do not call. Because your one complaint will be, मैम ये नंबर लग ही नहीं रहा है क्योंकि ये कॉल नंबर नहीं है, ये व्हाट्सएप मैसेजिंग नंबर है. आई कैन गारंटी यू 24 आवर्स में आपको जवाब मेरे से मिलेगा. बट अगर आपने सुबह 9 बजे भेजा और 11 बजे वापस मुझे भेजोगे, मैम आंसर नॉट कम, आई विल बी इन अ वर्कशॉप लाइक दिस वेयर माई फोन इज देयर. So give me how many hours? But please message me. I am there for all of you all. ECA is there for all of you all. That is the ECA website. अय्या, इसी का website ही नहीं है. अय्या, एक initial slide पे जाना पड़ेगा. तो ही सब लोग ECA का website देख पाएंगे. इधर था ना? हाँ, yeah. That's the ECA website. Photo ले लो. And go and download everything from there. And ECA is always there with you, friends. Just like we were there with Burlington, we will always stand by them because they are truly the publisher that cares. Thank you so much. I will give a prize to whoever can guess how many minutes overtime did I go.
Ma'am, I just would like to add something. So I started teaching post my 10th.
Okay.
So I started with my NGO and I underwent a training that is called as World of Education. Differently, altogether a different curriculum.
तूने वर्ल्ड ऑफ किया है और तू मुझे ये क्वेश्चंस पूछ रही थी. इधर आ, तेरा बम किधर है? Beta, I am a Waldorf trained teacher. Then we shouldn't be, you shouldn't be telling me how to convince a parent.
That is what, because when I'm dealing with my parents, so like we have parents who are problematic, we have parents who have no problems, no queries. I have always been the teacher who have made those problematic parents into a possible parent. But when it comes to things like including things like Waldorf is completely hand toes, nothing sitting. We never sit in one place. But in the school, we have a curriculum that we need to finish. We have a syllabus that needs to be completed, which is enforced by the government.
Which government?
I mean to say
There is no government who enforces anything on pre-primary.
No, I'm talking about primary. I'm a primary teacher.
Even in primary, the government does, I've done my B.Ed, I was also a teacher, okay? Government doesn't come and tell you how to teach in the class. It only gives you a textbook.
Yes. So
then it is up to you how to teach. I taught all my poetry through puppetry.
Same.
No government came and told me, "Kyun kiya?"
With my English, I teach English. I have never taught them through the book.
So what's your question, sweetheart?
My question is that when I am dealing with certain things, like I want to incorporate Waldorf education in my school, it becomes a very difficult job because it is very time consuming.
It will, because Waldorf first of all, in this country or in any country, you cannot adopt something, you have to adapt it. I use Steiner in my school as rhythm, reverence and repetition. Just these three things from Steiner I have taken in my school. Why? Because if I start to put everything of Steiner, it will not culturally fit into my school. So if you listen to Pestalozzi is the father of curriculum development. He says you cannot take a curriculum or a philosophy from one culture and adopt it to another culture. You'll have to adapt it. You can't take full Montessori and do it in this country. You can't. You can't take Reggio Emilia. You will have to adapt it. And please, all of you all, my one request to all of you all, please don't call them as problematic parents. They are questioning parents. They question you. And that's why we find them problems. And we find them problems because we don't have answers to what they are questioning. They have. I always tell my team always says, "Ma'am, wo parent I say, I want to know who are these parents in your school. So when I visit your school, I want to meet these parents. Because I want to know what is it about this parent that you were not able to help. Because every parent will be different, and the ones who question, we say, Ai Rahul ki mummy. Hey Bhagwan. No, if they are keeping on questioning, you keep on giving the same answer. Same answer. And you see how it will frustrate them. They will then stop coming to you. They will say, isko to baat karne ka koi fayda nahi hai. But they will keep on enrolling their child. So I have one answer, which I ratto, I make my team ratto. Every time she asks me, in 10 different ways, same answer is given. Same answer. Same answer. Practice it. Sit with your team and practice it. I have had to practice it. Third time, the teacher says, "Ma'am, see, she's asking again." I said, "So you answer again. Why are you giving up? Play this game. Play this game. I don't like you." Somebody says, "I don't like you." There is nothing in me to like. I don't like you. There is nothing in me to like. But I don't like you. There is nothing in me to like. See, what will happen? She starts liking you. Exactly. She says, "Ma'am, आप तो ना बस आपसे तो बात करना ही। बात ही नहीं करने देती है यार." Humor, थोड़ा humor sprinkle करो. Every parent will like you. And as I said, अभी तो तेरे पास मेरा WhatsApp number भी है. Thank you, everybody. I hope we had a good morning together. Thank you all, and thank you to Burlington. Thank you so much, Burlington, for getting together so many educators, which I usually see only online. आज physically सबको देखा मैंने. Thank you very much to the publisher who cares.
Thank you, Swapnil. Dear Dr. Swati, and dear school leaders and teachers, I thank you so much for being here I understand Mumbai is a traffic-ridden city. I come from Delhi NCR, but I thought Mumbai was even more traffic-ridden. So coming at 9:30 here is itself a big task indeed. And thank you so much to all of you for being here on time. Thank you so much. And on behalf of Burlington English, we extend a heartfelt gratitude to each of you for making the launch of Burlington Magic of Early Years a resounding success. Dr. Swati, your expert address and presence were invaluable, inspiring us to nurture the young minds. Your new ideas and also great thoughts, I'm sure, would have inspired all the teachers here to, make early childhood a new way of teaching. To our participating schools, thank you for the enthusiastic presence, engaging discussions, and commitment to the early childhood education. Your support is truly appreciated. And also, from the back end, to make this event a grand success, there were a lot of teams which you're seeing in the front and also in the background. To my team over there, sitting at the console, there are really people in the background. To the team that is going to serve us great lunch. And also, please do mind, we are going to have a very healthy lunch because the theme for early years is all about no junk. And that is also mentioned in the book. So please bear with us. We'll have a great and healthy lunch today. So I hope all of us can meet for lunch outside, but not before a beautiful photograph that we request you to come here for. Thank you so much.